Hi, welcome to my house. Come on in, I'm gonna give you a tour. Come on, boys. When Graham and I bought the house, this was the entire kitchen. So this little alcove, which is awesome. They chose great things like this beautiful marble and the Sub-Zero refrigerator, which I love now, but didn't love when I first bought the house because having a glass front refrigerator means you have to be super neat and super organized. That's not my MO in a refrigerator, but I've learned to absolutely love it because I can fit a full-size sheet tray in there, which may not be that exciting to everybody, but for me, that's awesome. I have two dishwashers, which I run every day because I am baking so much all the time. So it's great to have two. So this is really a butler pantry for dishes. I can just throw everything back here and you don't have to have it all messed up in the kitchen. This is my morning goddess. I just love my espresso machine. And so all of my drinks and everything hang out back over here. The marble in there is great, but it's not a convenient location. So when I was choosing the material for the island, I went with a butcher block. And I didn't want the standard like 1.5, 2 inch thick. I wanted a 3-inch butcher block just because I love the heft of it. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. I wanted wood because one, it's great for working on, and two, it's warm. We live in Minnesota. I didn't want a stone countertop that we'd be leaning on and living at and talking and visiting and just being a family in here, because this is really where we eat a lot of our meals. And so in January in Minnesota, the wood feels great. This is where the whole kitchen started when we were designing it. This was a bedroom, and it had drop ceilings. It was really quite dark and not that exciting. The second we bought the house, we knew this would be part of the kitchen, but we didn't know that we'd be able to blow the ceiling out and get all of this height, which is just awesome. The first thing that I showed the architect was this rolling rack because I wanted somewhere that I could put this. I take things out of the oven, I put it in here, they cool off, they're not on the counters, they're not taking up space. It's just great. So he built me this little garage at the end of my counter, and it's awesome. If you happen not to be a baker, you could put like a wine fridge or something in here, but I say just bake instead. So that was his first assignment. Find me a home for my rolling rack. The rest of the kitchen will come together after that. And that's exactly what happened. And then this butcher block, which weighed, I think it was like 650 pounds, and it took 6 guys to get it in here. He wasn't that excited, but I love it. That chimney, originally I asked if he could take it out so that I would have the full space. It was gonna add like $200,000 to the budget, and I just decided to fall in love with the chimney instead. And we hung, it was a great place to hang my copper, and we just tiled it, and now I kind of love it. And on the other side of this is all exposed brick. So it sort of has this nice charm of the old house and our new addition to it. I also wanted to have a place to put my cookbooks in the kitchen so that I could just grab them and use them. This is maybe an 1/8 of my cookbook collection. So I got some of them in here. These are like new ones or frequently used, but I have a whole nother stash of them. And of course, my kitchen companion. I wanted a nice big sink for the kitchen, but what that meant was that I couldn't have the faucet at the back, which is traditional. I ended up putting it here, which I love because I can use my faucet as a pot filler because I I couldn't put the pot filler on this back wall, so it worked out great. Swing it over here, fill her up. So out of necessity comes, I don't know. I have my Blue Star cooktop, which I love, 6 burners plus the griddle. I was gonna have a double wall oven, so I didn't need to have the oven down here, which means I have all of this great drawer space for my pots and pans, which I have quite a few of. Again, just tons and tons of drawer space and cabinet space, which is fully used. So I haven't wasted any space. But I love this brand. It's really strong, lots of BTUs. And then the hood system, which if I turn it on would probably suck my hair out. It's so strong, which again, I love. Then the ovens, also Blue Star. This is an oven that I actually helped when they were testing it out and creating it and gave them my feedback. So this oven is pretty much my ideal oven with the French doors, which I think makes total sense because then you're not leaning over a door to get things in. Opens up. It also has a stone deck in it. So if you want to bake bread or pizza or whatever you want to do, awesome. I'm about to use it, which is why it's turned on. The other countertops that I have, this is where I do my photography, which is why I have this, this crazy little Formica countertop laying on here. But underneath I have Wisconsin granite that is a leather finish. I didn't want anything too shiny, and I think this is a really soft, beautiful finish, but I can still roll things on it. I can still use it. It's not so textured that it's not really usable. So those are some of the decisions I made. Like I said, I have all of this beautiful cabinet space. All of my cake pans are in here. So it's really a lot of space. Plus I have all that up there. All of it is in use. Maybe I have too much stuff. Would you say so, Graham?
Absolutely.
Right? But if you do have a lot of stuff, there's a lot of places to put it. So this is just more storage space, a place for me to keep all of my beloved cake plates. The microwave that the boys begged me to get them, but now I'm the only one that actually uses it for melting butter. My second refrigerator in here, it's really like a condiment fridge. It's a mess in there, so I'm not showing it to you, but it's great to have the extra space and extra freezer drawers. This is the dining room, and I love this room. I really wish we used it more because this is one of my absolute favorite rooms. I mean, the woodwork in here is insane. When we were looking at the house, this is one of the rooms that I just fell in love with. The coffered ceilings. You just don't find woodwork like this anymore, and it just has this like old world charm to it. It's really cozy and a wonderful place to have gatherings. When Graham and I bought this house, it was actually 4 different apartments. So this level was one apartment, but then they had access to the basement, and they had a giant circular staircase right here in the middle of this beautiful hall. And we found these newel posts, which were the originals from the house. And so we had this staircase built to reconnect these 2 floors, which were 2 different apartments. There were 2 more apartments upstairs, which I'll show you later. But so we had all of this tooled so that it would match as closely as possible to the original. This is clearly a showstopper. When we walked into the house, we were just gobsmacked at this level of detail. It's actually carved mahogany on this side, and then it's carved oak on the other side because the wood in the living room is oak. I don't even know how they did it, honestly, but this screen tells a story about the owner, the original owner of the house. It has their family crest, it has these creatures in it and the sea, and it's just, and these Tiffany lights in the middle. I don't even know, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about how they designed it and went about making it. So just an incredible detail that you would never find in a modern home. And that leads us into the living room. This is a room that has kind of three purposes for us. This is my game table. Every holiday, I set up all of the games on here, and we as a family play games. It's the only time of year Graham will play games with me, so I will take it. And then this is my overflow of cookbooks, because there are several overflow of cookbook spots, but this is a really nice little library of my cookbooks. And then, of course, another fireplace, super cozy, really beautiful in the winter time to warm up the space. And then this is a built-in sort of hanging out, reading nook, just sort of a really relaxing part of the space. Lay down on the couch, and it's quiet and beautiful, and typically there's a poodle laying there. And this is, as you can see by the paintings, really their space. This is one of my favorite rooms. This is actually my office. But this piece, this ceramic gold fireplace, is just a stunner. I'm just absolutely in love with it, and the craftsmanship is crazy. These little details match the outside of the house. So, I mean, the artisanship in this house is just always surprises me and just gives me so much joy. So this second floor is where our bedrooms are, and where we do a lot of the hanging out. Our TV is up here, and then come on upstairs. This is the really cool part. I love this space. You can sit up here, and that's our backyard. It's just beautiful. Originally, this is where the staircase would have come up, and it would have had a landing with this beautiful stained glass window. But now it's a little reading nook, and I just love this space, as do the dogs. My son, Henry, is visiting. Oh, hello, darlings. I'm just giving people a bit of a tour of the house. Yeah. So this is where the boys stay when they come to visit, which is awesome. Come as often as you like. When we bought the house, this space was actually 2 apartments, so it's actually quite big up here. And originally, when they built the house, it was a ballroom. So none of these walls existed. It was just a great big open room, and you can imagine these like grand parties, big dresses. This had a floating floor, which means the floor was set on top so that it would move and be nice on your feet when you were dancing, as one does. But anyway, I love this space. It's way up above the trees. It's really bright, lots of room, and the boys can come and have their own space, so it's really perfect. There's a couple of bedrooms up here, but this is the one that just has great light and is just a really sweet room for people to come and visit. One of the best things about this house is actually the neighborhood. My family and I have loved living here. We can walk to so many incredible things in the city. We walk around the lakes almost daily. We go to the dog park with our 2 poodles. The Walker Art Museum is just steps away, where you can go to the sculpture garden. I have grocery stores that I can walk to, Kowalski's and the Wedge Co-op. I can get ice cream right down the street at Sebastian Joe's. I love hanging out at Spy House for a cup of coffee, or Isle Buns for puppy dog tails. There's tennis courts at the Kenwood Park if you want to play tennis. Just a quick drive away is the farmer's market, which in the summer is absolutely gorgeous produce. And of course, all of the incredible restaurants in Minneapolis. We were actually just voted from National Geographic one of the top 15 cities in the world for the best restaurants. So we just have so many incredible places to eat. It's just a wonderful place to live.